Trapping plays a very important role in modern-day wildlife management. Professional wildlife biologists monitor fur-bearer populations to maintain a healthy and sustainable harvest of this important, renewable natural resource. Trapping provides recreation and income for licensed trappers across this country. Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply. J3 Outdoors, manufacturer of the Hag Bracket and Body Trap Spring Clip. Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents, Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents, and Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
Thanks for joining us for this Episode 5, Season 9, Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. On this episode, we'll continue with our Arkansas line, and after that we'll go to our Tennessee line, which was a new state for us this past season, and then we'll go to our semi-live trapline footage, which has been, as I've mentioned in the past, quite popular, and that a lot of that footage is just a few days old, so that'll be current within this season. Want to thank everybody for all the orders that they've placed, the people that have stopped by the shop here. Certainly appreciate all that. After all, that's what keeps all this going and makes all this possible. So if you haven't checked our website out, you might do so at HoosierTrapperSupply.com. I want to also thank our sponsor, J3 Outdoors. Jeff Haggerty makes an awesome product that we use and believe in. Good quality product. So if you're a water trapper, definitely check out his brackets and spring clips and all the various things that he makes. So like I said, he makes really good stuff. While I'm want to mention the podcast, Trap House Podcast, as we've said, it's a little bit of a challenge with COVID to put these together, but we're doing them through Zoom and that kind of thing. So certainly check those out. Justin's done a good job with that, and hopefully we'll bring you more this fall on more of a regular basis. And last but not least, I'm going to mention the Show Us Your Bottle contest. Basically, we're going to give two $100 gift cards to trappers, two $100 gift cards to deer hunters. Basically, you need a picture of the Hoosier Trapper deer scent, or the Leatherwood trapping scent, or the which includes Top Dog Predator bait. So we need the picture of the product with you and your successful catch or kill. So it can be end of the season, it can be daily, it can be just one animal, whatever you'd like. But be sure to get those pictures in. We'll have the drawing sometime in March, and good luck with that. It's strictly a drawing. It's not based on quality of photo, but the requirement certainly is that you have to have a picture of the product and a picture of your success. And I think that's it. So just enjoy the show.
Check day 5, very slow start. We're probably, what, a third of the way?
Yeah.
Third of the way through, so. First animal of the day, caught a coon. This is actually where I caught the cat the very first, well, second check day.
First catch of the trip, though.
Yeah. So, take care of him, and hopefully there's something else down the line. Like I said, it's been pretty slow.
It's been a quiet day. It's one of them days. A lot of times when you have really big days like we had yesterday, the following days, a lot of times it's not that great, just the way the animals move or run or whatever. So, but we'll see how the rest of it plays out. One thing I'll mention, and we mention it all the time, is this coon has torn this area up, and that makes this set have even more appeal to it than it did prior. So any animal coming by here is going to go, whoa, what's up with all this disturbance here? So anyways, that actually improves this location, improves this set. So anyways. The set is right here on this road, and coyotes right over the edge here. This location here has produced coyotes in the past, and then just probably 100 yards behind Zach, who's on the camera, is where Zach caught the coyote 2 days ago. So clearly a good location for coyote trapping. It's got a good history now, and this coyote's not too bad for down here. So I just want to point out, he's really wrapped up. And when he was working that trap, how much twisting and stuff he was doing, and how critically important those swivels are within that off the base plate and close to the trap itself. And there's a shock spring in there, but the shock spring, because of the way the trap is wrapped, is not functioning. So, but the swivels are still kicking in. If those swivels weren't there, he easily could have been pulled out of the trap. So, pretty important. When people add swivels and shock springs and stuff, I even saw somebody add a shock spring to their drag chain, and it's like you're just wasting a shock spring. So keep the swivels, shock spring and stuff all within, relatively close to the trap. Our chains are about 30 inches long, so that, and there's 7 swivel points in there. So anyways, very important. Anyways, we'll get him taken care of. We're not quite half done. So the first 40% of these traps is nothing. Been really, really slow. So Jake caught the coon, and now we caught this coyote. So see how the rest of the day plays out.
What'd you get, Jake?
A possum. My second possum of the trip. Just hanging out back there.
Yeah.
All right, took care of the possum. Luckily he got in and out of my set, didn't mess it up too much. I'm gonna go ahead and remake it. Obviously his scent's all over the place, so we're in separate gloves, keep things isolated. Bait's still there, so all I'm gonna do is set the trap, bed it, and cover it back up.
Hags Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
Top Dog Predator Bait. Success speaks for itself.
All right, so we've set this spot for years, and it's always been a gray fox location. I don't think we've ever caught anything here but a gray fox. I mean, several gray foxes. We even doubled up on gray foxes one year. Mm-hmm. But so far, no grays at all. But we did pick up this cat today, which is awesome. So when I walked up here to check it, he was one of those that there was no indication that he was here at all. He was laying flat back there, and once I got up here, then he made himself known. But that's why when you're trapping in areas where there's bobcats, you have got to go look, because just even when looking with the binoculars or whatever, and you say, oh, the set's undisturbed, particularly if you're on a drag, you got to look, because there very likely could be a cat or something, or a wild cat laying flat, just not jumping around like a coyote or a fox would. So we'll get him taken care of and get the set remade, and we'll show you the remake. So it's not really much of a remake since he didn't really tear it up. But anyways, he is not happy.
Good job, Charlie.
He's loose, but missing.
we make for that cat set, really nothing special, just basic dirt hole set. We are using coveralls because we're supposed to get a ton of rain. It's clay soil here. So a little blended dirt on top of the cover holes, and bait's still good, so we didn't need to add bait. Ready to go. All right, end of the check day 5. Just got done. We caught the possum, but then we caught a coon, the bobcat, and the coyote today, and just got them skinned up, and Jake and Justin are getting them bagged up, and we just throw them in the freezer in our hotel room. So we always bring a small chest freezer with us and throw the stuff in there. And typically, if we were on a beaver trapping trip or a big coon trapping trip or whatever, you'd need a big chest freezer or whatever. But down here, when it's primarily bobcats and coyotes and usually gray fox. I haven't caught one this trip so far. But anyways, you don't need a giant freezer for just a short trip like this. So it works out perfect. That little freezer's been all over this country. So anyways.
It's a good day.
It was
having fun out here.
Yeah, it was. I had a lot of downtime where we just weren't catching much, So I think we've got. I need to look. We've got 40 plus locations set. So we've got a lot of locations set. So that obviously there was a lot of not catching. So, but it all depends on the area that you're in and whatever. And to catch a lot of fur, you got to look at a lot of empty traps statistically. So it's kind of the way it is. But
yeah, I think we have good locations. Just waiting them out, and we have a few more days to do that.
We've got three more check days. So give us 8 days.
And some of those past spots that we've connected in with, maybe those will start picking up. And
I think basically every spot that we're set, we've got a history with. So there are a few that have never connected, but they're spots that look so good that they got some sign that we went ahead and set. But overall, every place that's set, since we've been coming here, I think we've been here 9 years.
Yeah, something like that.
So we've got a good history with this place. So and things change to a point, but I can tell you, geographically, nothing's really changed here in those 9 years. So they may grade the roads, which they're doing right now, but other than that, there's really no significant changes here, other than, I'm not a biologist, but cycles of animal populations and all that kind of stuff, So, anyways. So, end of check day 5, winding down. See what happens tomorrow, check day 6. It's kind of sprinkling rain right now. I think it's supposed to rain tonight, rain tomorrow, and then the next 2 days after that are supposed to be real nice. So, anyways, see what happens tomorrow. Trapping has been a lifelong passion of mine. Back in 1976, I started Hoosier Trapper Supply, and we've had the privilege of serving trappers across this great country for all these years. We carry a complete line of traps and trapping equipment. You can check us out at HoosierTrapperSupply.com. All right, so for this product highlight, we've got Predator Gravy, and it's basically a trailing scent for predators, or just a quick shot at the set without using it as a trailing scent. So if you're on a path of travel, say you're on a 2-track, some sort of path of travel of a predator, and all of us have seen in the snow where they're just walking by and they have no idea that your set's there, or they have no interest in your set, or the wind's not quite right or whatever. So a lot of times you can take this, and it does come with a squirt top. You can take this and actually just break the trail of the 2-track or whatever path that you're on and lead it to your set. Now, don't put it over the trap itself or the trap bed, but lead it basically to where your set's at, and then your lure and bait at your set will take over. So this is based on urine, and also then it has a gland lure added to it. And then in addition to that, we've got an additional ingredient in there to add another layer of attraction to this stuff. So Predator Gravy, like I said, you can use it right at the set in place of typical urine, or you can use it as a trailing scent. But it's become quite popular. We first started out with it, and I don't know if we've offered it now 4 or 5 years, but anyways, it's become quite popular. It's more money than buying urine, but you don't. But it's a fair amount enhanced. So you could even use it at a flat set or something like that, and just use it straight up, just like itself, just by itself in place of lure and urine. But definitely has a place as another addition in your arsenal against or for trapping predators. So if you haven't tried it out, you might check it out and give it a shot. It performs very well. Q&A. We had a question about earth anchors and cable size and chewing on the cable and that kind of thing. So a couple things. One, almost all cable stakes use 3/32 cable, and you can certainly jump up to 1/8 inch cable for obviously a much heavier cable, which would increase or decrease chances with issues with the cable itself. One thing, if you drive that cable, when you're driving it in the ground, if you drive it below the grade of the ground or below your trap bed about 3 inches or so, and then when you set it, it'll bring it up, and it's typically at that point it's pretty much even with the bottom of your trap bed. Normally that's pretty much got that cable covered and they can't get to it and dig. But certainly if that's an issue or a concern, jump up to the 1/8 inch cable or go to the number 2 chain. Here's a Wolfang with number 2 chain on it. The nice thing about the chain is it's super strong, and you don't have to worry about that cable sticking up. So because obviously it just folds down on itself like that, or will lay on itself like that. So you know how it is that if you got a piece of cable sticking up, sometimes it can be really difficult to get that thing bent over to conceal it or to cover it up. So a couple options there: chain, cable, or driving your cable stake in further down. One thing, the higher up you go in terms of quality of either cable or chain and stake, if you have to cut one or to leave one in the ground or just get stuck where you just plain can't get it out, obviously you're leaving more money in the ground. So all of those things are things you got to weigh out in regard to cable stakes. We had somebody mention that when we're on a trip that maybe we're only using a handful of the lures that we actually offer. And part of that is just the old adage of creature of habit. They've worked there in the past, and that's kind of where we're at. But this season we'll spread out and use more of our line. Part of it is that we've got like Predator Seducer, Predator Magnet, some of the stronger smelling lures, which will work in milder weather, but they're designed more for cold weather. A lot of times when we're down south, it's it's pretty warm, so we're going with lures that fit that latitude better. Yeah, we need to use more of the lures that we have offer in our line. They're all proven. We sell tons of the other lures on the line that we offer, but yeah, it's just kind of that thing where you always use your favorite fishing lure or your whatever. So anyways, we will try to diversify our selection of what we're using. So one other comment that was on an older video, somebody just watched it and made the comment that we had dig outs, but we were using our gloves to place our lure and stuff on the set. If probably that person hadn't watched a number of our videos, maybe just one, I don't know. But I want to mention that if we're wearing gloves when we put our lure bait and urine on the set, those are separate gloves. We're not using those same gloves to set traps. So it's and I've preached this for a long time, it's very, very important that your lure and bait don't come in contact with your trap. So you want clean setting gloves, and then and sometimes you can go barehanded with your lure and bait, but then you will have that on your hands on occasion, or just wear a separate pair of gloves when you're putting your lure and bait on. If that lure and bait comes in contact with the trap itself, then that causes the animal to dig at the trap, and you'll have dig outs and traps that are set off. And usually it's hard to have a successful catch or make a successful catch when they're digging at the trap. So I just want to reiterate how important it is to keep that trap clean when you're putting it in a location that has not had any contact with animals or anything at all. In other words, it's never made a catch. So you got clean soil, clean trap, and that decreases chances of the animal digging at the trap. So pretty important. There again, like you said, you can go barehanded, but I think it's even safer and better to wear gloves that are separate for lure and bait application. So keep those questions coming. Sure appreciate it, and hopefully that, we try to pick questions that a number of people would have or need the answers to, and hopefully help the most people that we have. One thing I want to mention too is be sure to check out the how-to section on the website or on the YouTube page. And we'll add a number of videos to that this season on how to do specific things, anywhere from a 5-minute to a 20-minute video, but quick reference if you need some sort of help on a question that you may have. So you may keep that in mind, that there's we're going to add to that library of information there. So anyways, appreciate the questions. Our Hunting the Rut Whitetail Special Package. So this was designed for when the bucks are starting to chase, and then also full bore in the rut. So this package offers our dominant buck urine in a 16-ounce bottle, and that's made as a territorial infringement type attractant, basically just kind of to tick the dominant buck off in the area. So you want to use that in scrapes or mock scrapes or both. Then of course doe and heat, pretty much self-explanatory, good for bucks when they're in the rut. And then we have our lip licker deer lure, which works on both bucks and does, and it works any time of the season. So a lot of hunters have had great success with putting lip licker here, doe and heat over here, say 5 yards apart, 10 yards apart, and giving them a choice. The does will check this out. So if you got does hanging out and the rut's in, the bucks will definitely come by, or well, have a good chance they're going to come by. And the does are not particularly interested in these other two. So that's a good attractant to use at any time, and in combination with the doe and heat. And then also fresh earth cover scent. So basically it's got you covered in terms of attractant and cover scent. This package comes with 2 4-ounce squirt bottles and 2 4-ounce pump spray bottles. And then we ship these bottles just for leaking insurance with a solid plastic cap. But when you place your order, you'll also get a squirt top cap for each bottle as well. So pretty much got you covered in terms of that for that crucial time of the whitetail season.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Hoosier Trapper Outdoors. Just wanted to let you know that we do have our new fall catalog out. It's got lots of great products in there and photos. So if you would like to receive one, please visit us at www.hoosiertrappersupply.com, and it'll walk you through on how to request one. You can also print one out from there if you don't want to wait on one to come through the mail. We also would be more than happy to take a request over the phone at 317-881-3075. We are a complete trapline outfitter. We offer lots of great lures and baits, and we also have a complete line of deer scent.
Yep, and also while you're online, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, of course. We really appreciate it. You could give us a like or share if you can, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That'd be great. And don't forget about the podcast that we have, the Trap House Podcast and the Fur Shed series. And also there's a Facebook group that I started called the Catch Circle, and that's open to anyone. It's a great trapping community. Ask questions, buy and sell lures and old traps, whatever, anything trapping related, it's welcome. So we appreciate that, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Yeah. Thank you for all the orders and supporting our small family-owned and operated business. We truly appreciate it.
Join us on October 16th for the next episode of Who's Your Trapper Outdoors.